Okay, everyone. So, again, I am Jared from TechWorks, and today we're answering a question which I personally have. So, anyone who's edited video knows there's pretty much two real big examples of video editing software. On the left being Final Cut, and on the right being Premiere Pro. What one is better? Well, they both do a lot of great things. They both have their unique benefits and differences. You know, Premiere Pro has tons of features. I know people that actually make full movies in Premiere Pro. And Final Cut definitely caters a little more to the average user right off the rip. Still is very functional, very feature rich, and people do use it to produce very professional looking videos. But my question is, what is going to render faster? So we use the same sample clip. It is 4 minutes and 39 seconds long in 1080p, 60 frames a second. Both of these machines should handle it. So on the left we have a MacBook Pro 2017 model, i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM with the higher spec'd graphics card, the Radeon graphics card. On the right we have my Asus gaming laptop, i7 7700 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and the Nvidia GTX 1080. So that's exactly what we have for specs. Again, this is Final Cut. They are both plugged in, and they are both charging with nothing else open, right? So there's nothing else in the background tasks, no other programs. So I gotta get this set up. So let's do, all I want is a master file, a QuickTime movie, and that's it. It says that's going to be 10 gigs. Don't know if that's exactly correct. Let's see what we got. There we go, that's a little better. H24, let's go into M. Make sure the sizes are about right, H24. We are going to use previews with the Premiere Pro. So the thing with Final Cut and why a lot of people say it's faster is it actually renders in the background while you're editing your clip. So by the time you're getting ready to export, it may have most of it or sometimes even all of it rendered and ready to export before you're even done. So that's obviously a big selling point for Final Cut. Premiere Pro does have a similar feature called Use Previews, but it does have a lot to do with codecs, make sure everything lines up correctly, things of that nature. But we are going to do that. We have it both being approximately, so this is saying that this is only going to be 343 megabytes, while the the MacBook says it's going to be 1.3 gigs. Let me just make sure everything else is correct. We have match source. We have no edits. We have no adjustments, no anything. It's pretty much just the raw footage of the video. Let's see, basic video settings. We want H24. That might be preset. We need 60 frames a second, not 23. So make sure we got that. Match source, high bit rate. We want high quality. Basically, I'm just going to use what my YouTube setup normally is, which is YouTube 1080p, which should give me 30 frames a second. Nope, that gives me 10 frames a second. That's not right. Okay, so that should do it. So I had to manually switch it to be 60 frames a second. But we're in business. We are off. I'll bring up the sharing here. So let's see. It's already at 10% on Final Cut, and it is at 6% on Premiere Pro. And for whatever reason, that didn't start. Well, shit. So I'm just not going to use the stopwatch, being that it didn't start. But basically, move this in a little closer. As you can see right now, we're at 40% on Final Cut, and we are at 17% on Premiere Pro. Both of these laptops really are spec'd very similarly. What I mean by that is they both have about the same power, have the same RAM, have very similar processors. But a lot of what this is coming down to is efficiency of the program. It's the same exact clip, the same exact 4-minute and 39-second video. And as you can see, again, I'm already at, let's see, we'll zoom in right there. We are at 84% total. And over here, we're at 30%. That is with using previews. So, Final Cut's done. Final Cut is done, and actually when I edit this video, I will see exactly how long that took based on when I hit start. We're still going on Premiere Pro. It is at 38%. I'm just gonna let it sit there and do its thing. I know this isn't very scientific, and there's probably going to be a lot of people saying, you know, what the difference is, so on and so forth. But for the basic person, if you're trying to get into video editing, what is going to work faster for you? What is going to be the best for you? So obviously, a big part of this whole experiment is going to be cost to set up both of these rigs. So this laptop is a $1,200 laptop from Newegg. Come on, Hopi, get out of there. Very high spec for that price range. Plays video games very well. Again, gaming laptop. This is a, of course, very high spec MacBook Pro that you can buy in the store, not special order or anything like that. Comes in at a significantly higher price tag, about an additional $1,500, making your investment $2,700. Plus, on top of that, you have Final Cut, which is $300, so making it $3,000 versus this, which I pay for Premiere Pro monthly, $40 a month. We'll say for a year, 40 times 12 is about, say an additional $500. We'll round it off. So you're looking at just under $2,000 for the gaming laptop. Obviously, you have the gaming laptop aspect of it. You can use it for video games. It's good at graphic design and things of that nature. My next question would be, I know they released the iMac Pro, which is a very, very high-spec iMac, which actually people are saying is finally worth the dollars. My biggest argument of all time would have been that people can build PCs for cheaper with more power, but actually breaking it down, the iMac Pro is surprisingly a good deal. Yeah, expensive, but it's good for what you're getting. So my next thing would be, how is this compared to my giant desktop? My gaming computer, streaming computer, is an 18-core Ryzen Threadripper with 64 gigabytes of RAM and Nvidia 1080 Ti under the hood. So a beast, which would come in about the same price of the iMac Pro. Now, I don't have an iMac Pro and I don't intend on getting one, but I want to see what this little MacBook can do in comparison to my big boy computer and what is actually going to be faster. And I think truly what it comes down to is how Final Cut renders your video. Now, this is just exporting. This isn't talking about uploading to YouTube, a service, anything like that, because obviously that really doesn't have much to do with the computer. That is all about your internet. So we're almost done on the gaming laptop, and I do think Premiere Pro doesn't handle the pre-rendering the same. Even though I said use previews, even though I had both of these clips loaded up on the computer for the same amount of time, that one just finished. Obviously, substantially longer amount of time. So I don't think Premiere Pro does it. Obviously, these are the two biggest video editing softwares out there right now. there is Sony Vegas and other things of that nature, but these two are obviously the big two, right? So MacBook Pro was a smoke show. It blew out the gaming laptop like crazy, and this thing sounded like an airplane, and I don't even know if the fans picked up on the MacBook at all. So there you have it. Like I said, I'll put little annotations on actually how long it took, being that my stopwatch didn't work. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is Jared from TechWorks, and I will be back with more videos every Tuesday and Thursday.